Welcome to Easy Odds. We're back again, and the festival of football is almost upon us. After a mammoth 5-month wait, the Champions League finally returns on Friday night. Once again, we're joined by Easy Odds Champions League pundit, ex-Manchester City defender, and frequent Sky Sports football guest, Joleon Lescott. How are you, Joleon?
Yeah, good, thanks. Excited to see the latter stage of this competition, and obviously being overwhelmed with the recent amount of football we've got to see on TV. So excited about seeing the latter stage of the competition.
Yeah, it's going to be great. We do have what is pretty much a festival of football coming up. So in this video, we're going to be talking to Joleon about the matches taking place in the Champions League this weekend. You'd be forgiven if you've forgotten what's even happened in the competition, considering it's been 5-6 months since the last run of games. So just as a quick recap, we have the big match at the Etihad between Manchester City and Real Madrid. We have Bayern Munich, who take on Frank Lampard's Chelsea side, who currently are 3-0 down to the German champions. There's Juventus and Lyon, with the French side 1-0 up against Juventus. And finally, we have a stalemate between Barcelona and Napoli, which is currently a 1-1. It's looking set to be an exciting week of football, with plenty to play in most of these games. But let's kick off with your old side, Joleon. Manchester City, who are hosting Real Madrid under the lights at the Etihad on Friday night, obviously with no crowds, unfortunately. Pep Guardiola will also be without Sergio Aguero for this match, but Real Madrid will also be without Sergio Ramos, who was sent off in the first leg. The bookies make City odds-on favourites to win this match, but it won't be clear-cut, will it?
No, it won't be, especially off the back of Real Madrid winning the league and the confidence that brings. I do think Sergio Ramos is a massive miss for them, and potentially a bigger miss than Sergio Aguero, having not played in the first leg of the tie. City still dominated that game and proved to be a force. So I'm sure that confidence, and that they'll reminisce on that and look and see where they can exploit Real Madrid. Them having to score 2 goals is a massive thing as well. I think that plays into City's hands and maybe leave space in behind for them to exploit.
We all know about Manchester City's attacking threats, but who do they have to be mindful of in this game? Who do you see as Real Madrid's biggest threats?
I think collectively they have a great understanding and organisation. Eden Hazard obviously is back fit now. I'm sure he's going to be raring to go. But for me, Benzema, one of the most underrated or unappreciated strikers in the history of football. I think he's top 5 Champions League top goal scorers of all time, and obviously he's on the top 3 or 4 for Real Madrid as well. So he's someone that you kind of have to be mindful about. You have to pay him a lot of respect because he has the quality to expose any mistake.
How much stock do you put into Zinedine Zidane's pretty much unbeaten record in the Champions League so far?
Oh, he deserves the utmost respect and credit. Obviously doing so much as a player and achieving what he's done, but going into management and being able to kind of emulate that or eclipse that even. I don't think anyone would be able to predict the impact he's had as a manager so early on in his career, but it's a credit to him. Obviously, there's a lot made of how to manage players of that quality and of that level. And being one of them players has helped him do that. There's a lot of talk of managing egos, but there's no bigger personality and quality player than Zinedine Zidane. So I'm sure that's an easier task for him.
Definitely. Well, I think it's time for you to have your tip for this game, Joleon. Who are you backing?
Yeah, I'm backing City to win this game and also obviously go through the tie. As I said earlier, the fact that Real Madrid have to score 2 goals, that plays into City's hands. So I'm seeing them as favourites.
So let's move on to a game on Saturday night, which is Chelsea's match against Bayern Munich. Frank Lampard will obviously be happy with a 4th place finish in the Premier League and guaranteed Champions League football next season, but they didn't really do the business on at the weekend in the FA Cup final. And they do have a 3-0 goal deficit to turn over away from home. I mean, this is going to be a step too far for them, surely.
This is going to be difficult. But Frank, obviously, having played and known him, he's going to be determined to get the most out of his team, whoever that is that he selects. I'm sure he's obviously thinking about who that is now with the injuries that occurred on the weekend. But again, he's going to want a professional performance. He's not going to be too optimistic in regards to turning this result around. A 4-0 win in Munich is not an easy task for any team, and especially with a team still developing. Obviously, they're recruiting a lot of players this summer, which hopefully strengthens them. But I still think for me is that defensively they're a little bit short of where they need to be to challenge for this competition.
Do you see that this maybe could be a team for the future challenging for the Champions League?
No, definitely. I think they're all of the right age, have the right ambition to kind of go on and progress in this competition and in their careers. I'm sure they'll all look at Frank as a kind of a cult hero. Obviously, what he's done for Chelsea, but they'll also remember him of an age when he was dominating this competition himself. So that will play into his favour and how motivate the players. He'll be able to talk on past experiences as a player, which is relatable for a younger generation, which is key going forward. So I'm sure they're all determined to kind of help Frank and Chelsea succeed going forward. But as I said, they do need to balance out their squad and make sure they're not too top heavy.
Well, looking at Bayern Munich, is there a player in particular that you think we need to keep an eye out on their side that could potentially run this game on Saturday?
Well, after the first leg, I think Alphonso Davies did that from a left-back's position, so he's going to be one to watch. But again, they're a collective team. Lewandowski, obviously top goal scorer in the competition, has proven to be a ridiculous goal scorer for his years in Europe. So I'm sure Chelsea will want to obviously keep him quiet. Not going to be easy, but all their players, Conan, Gnabry, they've all got exceptional talent. Muller, obviously a veteran in this competition as well. So there's not going to be one player they're going to have to monitor because Bayern Munich pose so many different threats.
So let's move on to the game at the Camp Nou this weekend, where it's Barcelona and Napoli. That game ended 1-1 in Italy in February. But since Quique Setien took over from Ernesto Valverde at Barcelona, the Catalans haven't really been firing on all cylinders, have they? The bookies make Barcelona 67 to 100 favourites. But could Napoli be a potential banana skin here?
Oh, definitely. Napoli are a well-oiled team, well-organised in what they do and how efficient they work. Have a lot of talent, a lot of pace up front in attacking positions. So they're going to have to be mindful of that, Barcelona. And like you said, they're not playing the most or the type of football we've come accustomed to seeing from Barcelona. So it could be difficult. I do think the fact that they haven't got fans will hinder their performance. Obviously, going to Napoli, it's intense atmosphere having been played there, and I'm sure the Catalonia fans would have liked to emulate that experience for Napoli, but it won't be the case. And they're going to have heavily rely on what Messi can do. And at any given time, we've seen what skill he possesses, but they're going to need to draw on that coming into this time.
You mentioned that they won't be without fans, and in recent years, they seem to crumble away from homes in big European occasions. And obviously, when we get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, they are going to be away from home, regardless. They're not going to be in the Camp Nou. Do you think that this could happen again?
Possibly. Who's to say that some players may benefit from that? Some players don't like the kind of added pressure of what the fans bring to the occasion. Some players shy away from that and some players shine from that. So, but I'm sure that the bigger players will want to showcase what they have. And at the end of it, the goal is still to win the Champions League, the competition that most, if not all, professional footballers want to achieve and want to succeed in. So I'm sure that motivation alone is enough to kind of get the best out of each individual.
What are you predicting for this one then, Joleon?
This is a difficult tie to predict, and the fact that they have Messi, I'm going to go with Barcelona. I think there's a lot to be made of his future, but also the current standing of Barcelona, and I'm sure he's going to want to showcase what he's good at and what he does, especially and that score goals in the Champions League.
We move away from Barcelona and go to Juventus now, and they're looking to claw back a 1-0 defeat against Lyon on Friday. Lyon have barely played since March. They played obviously in the Coupe de la Liga against PSG at the weekend. But Juventus also haven't been entirely consistent since Serie A's return, despite winning the title. What do you reckon for this one, Joleon?
Again, it's going to be an exciting tie due to Lyon's lead. But again, you don't bet against Cristiano Ronaldo in this competition. He's a prolific goal scorer in this and in every game he plays in. So I'm sure Lyon are preparing for that. It would have helped them facing a great opposition as in PSG, and the confidence they would have got from keeping a clean sheet, obviously not winning the cup, but keeping a clean sheet against a top Champions League opposition team would add confidence to them, knowing that they can do that. So going into the game, it's going to be difficult, but I see Lyon coming away with this. Juve obviously have a lot of talent. Dybala, obviously Serie A Player of the Year, so he's going to be riding high on that confidence. But I do honestly believe that Lyon can get this job done.
Mauricio Sarri is well in charge. He's been coming under fire this season for the way that he set up his team, and also, he didn't have a great success at Chelsea with the fans either. I mean, do you really think this is a man to bring Champions League glory to Juventus again?
I think that was the aim and the hope. Obviously, they've got to the knockout stages and recent finals, but the law of Cristiano Ronaldo and Sarri, and to bring them players in, them personalities in to kind of take it one stage further was the goal. But again, when you're used to winning, which obviously Juve fans are, and it's not an exciting way to win, you kind of get bored of it. So, as I said, it's probably unfairly criticised due to the fact that they won a league, and that's the ultimate goal at the start of the season is to win a league. But in regards to being exciting enough for the fans, obviously that's their opinion. But I'm sure if they win this competition, all will be forgotten. I don't think anyone remembers how your team plays when you win a competition. They just remember whether you win or lose it.
I think Real Madrid under Zidane should know that completely. They're not the most exciting team in the world, but they've done the business 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, let's have your tip for this match then, Joleon.
Yeah, like I said before, I believe that Lyon have the capabilities to keep Juve shut out and keep a clean sheet. And if they do that, they go through the tie. So my favourites for this will be Lyon.
I'd like to thank Joleon Lescott for joining us today. Joleon will be back again next week as we go through this weekend's Champions League matches, and we'll look ahead to the quarterfinal stage. In the meantime, if you wish to have a flutter on the Champions League or back any of Joleon's predictions, then make sure you head to Easy Odds to compare odds on all matches and outright markets from leading bookmakers. You'll also find plenty of fantastic bookie offers and betting tips from our expert tipsters on football, horse racing, and more. In the meantime, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.